ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Today we will take up the last set of suktas from sage Gritsamada in this mandala, mandala 2. Om Suktam 30. Devata Indra Somau Saraswati etc. Chandas Trushtum Jagati Ritam Devaya Krunvate Savitra 2.30.1. Water never rests. As far as the water creating resplendent stimulator Savita and destroyer of the cloud Indra are concerned, water flows out of that manifester day by day. How long before was the birth of that water? This is worth knowing. Savita is often considered as the sun, or more precisely, the word stands for the soul of the sun, which could naturally be the manifested self. He is the stimulator or cause of energy manifestation, or the sun. Indra, the manifested self, is the destroyer of the cloud of ignorance. Scientifically also, water knows no rest. It goes on through the water cycle interminably. Water from the surface of the earth gets evaporated and is carried by the cloud in the form of water vapor. When it gets condensed, it comes down as rainwater. This cycle goes on continuously from the time atmosphere enveloping the earth came into being. Yo Vrutraya 2.30.2. Who holds the clouds which act like a lid on water? This secret the mother tells to her knowledgeable son. Then, following the path set by the sun, water reaches the earth. Rivers flow to their final goal daily. Here, mother referred to Mother Nature or Aditi. She reveals the source of water or cause of manifestation of water, which is again the manifested self. In other words, nature uncovers the ignorance cover on Indra, the manifested self, who himself is a product of ignorance. Indra creates water which has fluidity as its natural characteristics. 2.30.3. Urdhvo hyasthat. The cloud is stationed high above in the atmosphere. Indra throws his weapon, lightning, on the cloud. The cloud covering the waters melts away. Thus, this Indra, equipped with the sharp weapon Vajra, overcomes the enemy, the cloud. The way water is being created by Indra, the son of Mother Nature or ignorance or Maya, is described here, imagining Indra to be a divinity, Adhidevik. How rainwater is produced is scientifically explained earlier in the first book. Here, water may symbolize knowledge and cloud may stand for ignorance. Sharp weapon represents light of knowledge, which is similar to lightning in the sky. Next trick is 30.4. This is on Brihaspade. Brihaspade tapusasena Tapushasneva. Tapushasneva. O Brihaspati, with your strength, like a voracious eater, finish off the enemies of learned persons who act as doors of the wolf-like cloud. O Indra, as you kill your enemies, overcoming them in the olden days, you please overcome our enemies also now. Brihaspati is the master of Vedic speech. Enemies of learned persons are evil thoughts arising out of ignorance or ahambhava. These thoughts act as closed doors preventing entry of light of knowledge in the into the mind, which is covered by ignorance. Enemies of Adhidevic Indra are said to be the clouds, and those of the self residing in a human body are evil thoughts in his mind. Avakshipa Divo Ashman 30.5. O Indra, admired by all, by what weapon, which is hard as stone, you strike at your enemy stationed high above in the sky, please throw that weapon downwards for the protection of our sons and grandsons who are to be protected. May you bring us wealth of knowledge. Indra may also be considered as the manifested self as indicated by the last part of the Rig. May Indra, the manifested self, protect the sons and grandsons of the sacrificers and bestow on them wealth of knowledge. This is the wish of sage Gritsamada. Prahikratum Urhatho 30.6. O Indra Shoma, you two together motivate a sacrificer who is devoted to you. You are inspirers of the devoted giver of oblations. May you gladly accept us and ingrain fearlessness in us. Please make this world fearless and happy. Indra and Soma stand for manifested self and Atmiya Soma. They inspire sacrificers to offer oblations or glorify by auspicious Vedic hymns to Indra and Soma for making the sacrificers fearless. By implication, may they realize the self, since the self alone is fearless. Nama Tamanna 30.7. Who satisfy my desire and make me happy? Who understand and appreciate my hymns? Who provide positive happiness to me in performing the sacrifice? They are close to me. Those who do not like me, or do not work hard, or are lusty, they are not close to me. I am not saying that these people should not offer Soma Jews or Vedic hymns. 30.8 is the next track. Saraswati Dvamasma Avidhi. O Saraswati, you please protect us. You are fair, beautiful and bold. May you win over our enemies. Indra too, fighting a strong army, finishes off his powerful enemy, who is set among his many wings of the army. Saraswati is known to be presiding deity of knowledge and learning. Logically, her enemy is ignorance. Knowledge overcomes ignorance in an objective or physical sense. Indra overcomes spiritual ignorance or imagined existence of the body attached self. Next book. is 2.30.9. You na sanutya udava. O Brihaspati, you please distinguish between polite and virtuous on the one hand and of marauding nature on the other, and punish the enemies with appropriate weapons. O shining master of Vedas, please send your powerful weapon against harm. Bring your wealth of valor with our fearless human beings. By protecting cultured men and finishing the wicked, you uphold our valuable wealth well. Indra is the Jivatma in all. He protects the wealth, physical and spiritual, of all living creatures. Only one self, Paramatma, is shared by all. This is the essence of the Rik. Last Rik in the Sukta 30 is 30.11. Tam Shartham Marutam. The way we lead our life in the company of brave Maruts and our family members, like sons, etc., and pass away peacefully, earning plenty of wealth. O Maruts, I shall declare to all about your striking power daily in respectful words. Human beings live on the earth provided on the strength provided by air or oxygen contained in the air. This seer of the Sukta is declaring to all people to hear, so that they understand the necessity of maintaining the atmosphere clean and unpolluted. This Suktam contains riks that carry hidden meaning. Next Sukta is also from sage Gritsamada, Suktam 31. This is on Vishvedeva, Chandas Jagadi and Trushto. Asmakam Mitra Varunavatam 31.1. O Mitra and Varuna, along with sons of Aditi, Rudra and other shining beings, please protect our vehicles, which are like birds that fly high in the sky in search of food happily, and which rest in the forest. A vehicle is basically a carrier of men and materials. In that sense, body of a human being can be treated as a vehicle or a chariot of the I, the I, Ahambhava, which is imagined to be attached to the body. This body moves here and there, just like a bird in the sky searching for food. This Ahambhava is a seeker of self-knowledge, hence the request implied in the Rik is to the imaginary gods mentioned here to protect the body of the imagined I, its owner. In this sense, the Rik is an interesting one. 31.2. Adhasmana Udavata. O mutually loving resplendent beings, now our vehicle flies with wings at high speed in the sky. As the horses move fast by their feet on the earth, this vehicle flies at high speed with engines which act like the feet of horses. Continuing the idea presented in the previous Rik, sage Gritsamada is imagining that he and his listeners are moving in the sky very fast, like chariots drawn by horses on the earth. As there is no solid surface in the sky for the feet to rest upon, the horses or engines of the space vehicles have to be footless. They must have also wings like birds, as can be inferred from the simple observation of nature. This is another interesting Rik. 2.31.3. Udasyana Indro. Vishwajarushani. O guide, philosopher, and performer of noble deeds, Indra, with the strength of merits, free us from wolf-like men. With his protective powers, may Indra mount this our spacecraft in order to reach the battlefield for obtaining excellent wealth. Implied meaning of the Ruk is following. May the manifested self Indra, along with Panchapranas Marus, keep alive the body of the seer of the Sukta and that of his listeners so that they can battle throughout their lifetime to attain the knowledge of the self. 2.31.4 Udasya Devo Bhuvanasya. Also that resplendent being, who is the friend of the universe, may quicken our vehicle in sweet and cultured language along with equally delighted Creator. May the vital spirit, the brilliantly shining Lord of prosperity, the space and the earth, holder of towns and cities, Pusha, and the twin protectors, Ashwins, also quicken our vehicle. Imagine Aham Bhava, I, to be attached to the body or vehicle, is moving along the right path towards truth or seeking truth. Shining beings mentioned in this Ruk can quicken his progress to truth by their teachings. All these shining beings exist because of the self, or their attributes finally end up in the self. 31.5 Udatye Devi Subhage. Moreover, ocean and night, both shining and looking at each other, quicken the universe in order to secure beautiful glory. O earth, when I praise you and the space with new hymns, I adore you too with grains and three kinds of oblations. Presiding deities of Usha and night are being requested to hasten the progress of the seer of the Sukta and his listeners towards the ultimate goal. Three kinds of oblations are gross, mental, hymns, and the ego, the mind itself. Udama Shamsam 31.6 Also, O shining beings, I desire to invoke by worshipful hymns you who desire to hear them. Like the cloud existing in the atmosphere, unborn single-footed sun, the triad Indra and the soul of the sun may hold food for us. May the formless, constantly growing one be pleased with our intelligence. Triad Indra may stand for the manifested self, universal universal Jivatma, and individual Jivatma, or body-attached Jivatma, or the three bodies of individual Jivatma attached to the bodies. In fact, the soul of all manifested objects, gross or subtle, is the manifested self only. Cause of manifestation of energy of the sun is ignorance of the self. The formless one is definitely the self Paramatma. Let the self pervading the whole universe be pleased with this hymn. This is the implied meaning of the Ruk. 2.31.7 Etavo Vashmyudyata. O worship-worthy beings, I like these hymns about you which have risen up in my mind newly. Men desirous of food and knowledge discuss about them in detail and teach them. Like horses of a chariot, please come to listen to these hymns quickly. This final ruk of the sutta serves as a kind of summary of the earlier suttas. As it is self-explanatory, it is not elaborated here. We go to the next suttam from sage Grit Samada on Dyava, Prithivi, Indra, Toshta, etc. in Jagati Trushto. Suttam 32. Asyame Dyava Prithivi. O the space and earth, may you become our protectors. Seer of the suttam, seer of this hymn, I stick to the righteous path, desiring to glorify you. Desiring from you long life and immense wealth, I hold you praisefully by these hymns. They hold much delight for me. This is a simple ruk addressed to the space and earth as if they are living entities. 2.32.2 Mano Guhyaripa, O Indra, let not the hidden ignorance of man hurt me during the day or at night. May I not be overwhelmed by misery-inflicting wretched enemy armies. Please do not keep us away from your friendship. You please take us as real seekers of happiness. For this we seek you. May I not be overcome by ignorance, because that is the one enemy that brings miseries to me. Knowledge leads to bliss. May not Indra, the manifested self, desert our body prematurely, as we are real seekers of the self. This is the implied meaning of the ruk. 32.3 Ahelata Manasa. O Indra, please bring to us knowledge with a mind free from anger. Like a cow which yields plenty of nourishing and pleasure-giving milk to all, O Indra, who is invoked by many and is vast and mighty, I glorify you by ruks and hymns every day. Superficially, this ruk is easy enough to understand. Here, Indra can be said to represent universal Jivatma, as the seer of the sutta is asking for knowledge, which could be spiritual. 2.32.4 Ragamaham Suhavam. I glorify the easily invocable Raka by auspicious hymns. May that prosperous one listen to us and understand us by herself. As a needle sews pieces of cloths in a manner which cannot be broken off, please give us valorous sons and hundreds of auspicious hands. Raka is the presiding deity of full moon day. Of course, such an entity is in imaginary only. It only means that the seer is talking about full moon day. May full moon day bring the sacrificers unbroken line of successive generations of sons and grandsons, etc., and also auspicious hymns. This is the prayer of the seer of the sutta. 32.5 is the next sutta. Yaste rake sumatteya. O prosperous Raga, by your well adorable excellent wisdom, you give knowledge to sacrificers. By what wisdom? You, who is charming and giver of immense desirable wealth, please come to us with 1,000 nourishments. Raka is imagined to possess knowledge. For that reason, she is requested to give knowledge to the sacrificers. Most of the ruk needs no elaboration. 32.6. Sinivali Pruthushtuke. O Sinivali, you are flat-hipped and sister of many learned persons. Please accept whatever I have offered. O learned one, please give us good progeny. Sinivali is supposed to be the presiding deity of the first day after the new moon day. Prathama, after the new moon day. She is said to have broad hips and beautiful hands and fingers. Otherwise, the rig is self-explanatory. Ya Suahu Swanguri 32.7. That one has beautiful arms and fingers and is ideal for procreation of nice sons and daughters. To that protectress of living creatures, Sinivali, O sacrificers, you offer oblations. Broad hips are thought to be ideal for procreation. Sacrificers are being urged to pray to Sinivali, presumably for good progeny. Ya Gungurya Sinivali. Oh, I call upon Gungu, Sinivali, Raka, Saraswati, Indrani and Varunani for protection and for happiness. Gungu is new moon day personified. Indrani and Varunani can be considered as spiritual energies associated with Indra and Varuna respectively. Rest of the ruk should be understandable. This is the last ruk in the Sukta 32. We go to 33 Suktam from Sage Gritsamada, and this is on Rudra, a good prayer sukta. Chandas is Trushtub. 33.1. Ate Pitar Marutam Sumnamedu. O Rudra, you are the father of the Maruts and hence father-like to human beings. May your happiness reach us. May we not be separated from the sight of the sun. Let our cavaliers and soldiers face the brunt of the enemy boldly so that our family members become reputed. Rudra is considered to be father of the Marus. It implies that Rudra stands for the manifest self. May the sacrificers overcome their enemies, internal as well as external, with the strength provided by Rudra and the Maruts or Pranas. May they realize the self and thereby become reputed. This is the implied meaning of the Ruk. Rudra also means one who makes men weep. We go to the next Ruk, 33.2. Tvadattevi Rudra. O Rudra, may we live for 100 winters with the happiness-giving medicines and drugs given by you. Please destroy from our minds enmity and jealousy, so also sins, more deep and hidden diseases, and all kinds of other diseases. Rudra is considered to have healing powers, physical and mental diseases, as implied by the Ruk. With these powers, may he bless the seer of the Sukta and his listeners with a lifespan of 100 years, free from mental illness like anger and jealousy and all kinds of physical illness. Shrestho Jatasya Rudra. 33.3. O Rudra, among all born beings, you are the best with superior wealth. O possessor of hands which are as though made of steel, you are mighty among the mighty heroes. Please take us across sense successfully. You please counter the assaults of all sorts of illness on us. From the virtues attributed to Rudra in the Sruk, Rudra could as well be representing the self. With his healing powers, he cures mental and physical illness of the sacrificers and makes them healthy, wealthy and wise. The seer is requesting Rudra to do that. 2.33.4 Matva Rudra. O showerer of health Indra, Murudra, I shall not make you angry by improper obeisance or by denouncing or with vindictiveness. We put our family members under your medication as you are known to be the best physician among all physicians. Rudra is known to be the best physician among all physicians. He cures even spiritual illness, namely ignorance of the self, which implies that Rudra could be symbolizing the self here. Staying within the bodies of living creatures, he keeps all of them healthy and strong. 2.33.5 Havimabhir Havate. Whoever is being invoked with oblations and with auspicious hymns, I shall never annoy that Rudra, but make him happy with my praises. Who has a pleasant nature, who is well glorified, is the upholder of all, and who has beautiful cheeks, let that Rudra not harm us with his thoughts. The three aspects of manifested universe associated with its appearance are origination, sustenance and destruction. Rudra is thought of as representing the destructive power of the universe. For that reason, people should try to please him and not to annoy him so that he does not leave the body of the sacrificer prematurely. 33.6 Unma Mamanda Vrishabho. Let Rudra, showerer of happiness, along with Maruts, being implored by me, delight me with very vigorous energy. Under his sun-like guidance, I shall lead a sinless life, enjoying the happiness got from Rudra. Here Rudra could as well be the embodiment of the self most appropriately. Jivatma, together with Varu's pranas, keep human bodies alive and active. The sun provides physical or gross light and other forms of energy to protect the lives of human beings. Rudra guides them spiritually. This is the comparison between Rudra and the sun. Happiness got from Rudra. Jivatma here is bliss. Thirty-three point 7 Kva sya te Rudra. O Rudra, your hand which cures sickness and brings happiness to all. Where is that delight-giving hand, O showerer of happiness? May you endure me properly by becoming the destroyer of sins which may have been committed against enlightened beings. First part of the Ruk is clear enough. Rudra cures illness of the mind of the sacrificers, namely ignorance, thereby destroying all sins associated with ignorance. Prave Vrishabhaya 2.33.8. I chant excellent, delightful, and auspicious praises to Indra, who is the upholder of all, is shower of happiness and mysterious. O invokers, you honor that shining one with salutations. We shall praise the shining glory of that Rudra. Sthire Bhirangaye Pururuva Ugro 33.9. Rudra, who manifests in many forms, is fierce, is the upholder of all with firm hands, shines with resplendent golden color. From that Lord and Protector of the universe, Rudra, the Supreme Spirit is never separated. Rudras are considered to be 11 as per the Shastras, Ekadasha Rudras. These can be the different forms referred to here. He is fierce since he is associated with destruction. Supreme Spirit implies the self, and Rudra, the power of destruction, forms one aspect of this manifested universe. Arhan Bibharshi Sayagani 33.10. O Rudra, you hold in your hands the meritorious bow and arrow. On your neck you wear a worship-worthy golden ornament. You protect this well-deserved immense universe. There is no power different from that of yours. This is just a description of the imagined form of Rudra with his famous bow, Pinaka, and arrows of great destructive power like Pashupata. Perhaps this destructive power can be used against ignorance as well. Tuhishrutam Gartasadam Yuvanam 2.33.11. O man, glorify that Rudra who is famous. He is seated in a chariot, he is ever youthful, he is fierce like a lion, and is a terrible destroyer of enemies. O Rudra, glorified thus, you please make the invokers happy. Your army may scatter others who are not righteous. 2.33.12. Kumaraschit Pitaram. O Rudra, like a son bowing down to his father, I bow down before you at your approach. I glorify you, who is the giver of unlimited wealth and protector of truth. Praise thus, you please give us. All necessary medicaments. Unlimited wealth may imply self-knowledge, as that alone is unlimited, as well as the greatest of all wealths. The self is truth and Rudra, representing one aspect of the manifested. One aspect of the manifested universe is the coverer of truth. Medicines are meant to cure both physical as well as mental illnesses. Yova Veshaja Maruta Shujini. O Marus, you are showerers of happiness on human beings. Whatever be your medicines, which are pure, which provide extreme happiness and which are delightful, and which our forefathers discovered, and also the treatment of the diseases and their causes, I desire to know. This can be treated as a continuation of the previous work. The seer wants to be benefited by the medicines and also by the knowledge of administering them and the cause of the illnesses. 2.33.14. Parino heti Rudrasya. May the weapons of Rudra leave us off. May the terrible anger of the resplendent Rudra go far away from us. O showerer of desires, May your calmness cover the performers of sacrifices. Please make our younger generations happy. May the peace associated with Rudra descend on the performers of this knowledge sacrifice, like the seer of the Sukta and his listeners. Rest of the Ruk needs no elaboration. We come to the last Ruk of the Sukta, and for the day, Eva Babro Vrishabha. O Rudra, upholder of all, showerer of desires, giver of knowledge and resplendent, the way you do not get angry and hammers. Likewise, hearing our praises, you knows here itself. Venerable heroes praise you with excellent hymns in this sacrifice. May Rudra hear these praises. May these praises delight him. May they not annoy him. Hearing them, may Rudra come to know the mind of the seer of the Sukta and reward him appropriately. Reveal more knowledge or knowledge of the self. We conclude now for the day. Viramastavat.